The beginning of Eid starts even before the sun rises, in a moment that many people overlook but carries deep spiritual meaning. Waking up early on the day of Eid is not just about preparing for a busy day. It is about beginning the day with gratitude and awareness of Allah. After an entire month of fasting, discipline, patience, and self-control, Eid morning is a gift. It is a sign that Allah allowed you to complete Ramadan, to stand in prayer, to restrain your desires, and to grow spiritually. When you wake up early, you give yourself time to reflect on this blessing instead of rushing through the day. This early moment is calm, peaceful, and full of barakah. It is a time when your heart is soft, your mind is clear, and your connection with Allah can be strongest. Instead of immediately checking your phone or getting distracted by worldly preparations, taking a few quiet minutes to sit, make dhikr, and thank Allah can completely change the tone of your entire day. Gratitude on Eid morning is not just a feeling, it is an act of worship. Many people celebrate Eid outwardly but forget the inner essence of thankfulness. You may wear beautiful clothes, eat delicious food, and meet loved ones. But if your heart is not filled with gratitude, you miss the true sweetness of Eid. Gratitude means recognizing that everything you have the ability to fast, your health, your family, your provision, is from Allah alone. It also means acknowledging that not everyone reached Eid. Some people passed away before this day, some are sick, and others are struggling in ways we cannot see. When you reflect on this, your joy becomes humble rather than arrogant. You celebrate, but you do not become heedless. You feel happiness, but it is mixed with humility and appreciation. Waking up early also allows you to prepare yourself mentally and spiritually for what Eid represents. Eid is not just the end of Ramadan, it is a test of what you have gained from it. If Ramadan changed you, even slightly, that change should be visible on Eid. Your speech should be softer, your patience stronger, your heart cleaner. By waking up early, you give yourself time to consciously carry those Arabic rot, Arabic meme, Arabic dada, Arabic caliph, Arabic noon habits into Eid. You remind yourself that this day is not a break from worship, but a continuation of it in a different form, through gratitude, kindness, and remembrance of Allah. The second important practice is performing ghusl before the Eid prayer. This is a sunnah that holds both physical and spiritual significance, yet many people treat it as optional or overlook it entirely. Ghusl is not just about cleanliness, it symbolizes purification and renewal. After a month of spiritual effort, you are preparing to stand before Allah in a state of physical purity, reflecting an inner cleanliness as well. It is as if you are presenting yourself on this special day in the best possible way, both outwardly and inwardly. When you perform ghusl with intention, it becomes more than just a routine bath. You begin with the awareness that you are following a sunnah and preparing for an act of worship. This transforms a simple action into something rewarding. Water flows over your body, washing away physical impurities, but it also reminds you of how Ramadan washed away sins and bad habits. It becomes symbolic. A fresh start, a new page. Just as your body is cleansed, your heart should feel lighter, freer from grudges, negativity, and past mistakes. There is also a deeper psychological effect of ghusl on Eid morning. It prepares you to enter the day with confidence, dignity, and self-respect. Islam places great emphasis on cleanliness and presentation, especially when gathering for worship. Eid prayer is a communal event where Muslims come together in large numbers. Performing ghusl ensures that you are not only comfortable within yourself, but also respectful toward others around you. It reflects consideration, discipline, and adherence to Islamic etiquette. Another aspect often missed is how ghusl connects the physical and spiritual dimensions of Islam. In many areas of life, people separate these two, focusing either only on the outward or only on the inward. Islam, however, combines both seamlessly. On Eid, you are encouraged to look your best, smell pleasant, and present yourself well. But at the same time, your heart must be filled with sincerity, humility, and remembrance of Allah. Ghusl becomes a bridge between these two aspects. It reminds you that worship is not limited to prayer alone. Even preparing for prayer is part of worship. Performing ghusl also helps you transition from the routine of Ramadan into the celebration of Eid in a meaningful way. Ramadan days are structured around fasting, prayer, and restraint. Eid, on the other hand, is a day of permissible joy, eating, and socializing. Ghusl marks this transition. It is like stepping into a new phase while carrying the spiritual gains of the previous one. You cleanse yourself, dress up, and step out, not as the same person who entered Ramadan, but as someone who has grown, improved, and become more conscious of Allah. Moreover, this practice teaches discipline and mindfulness, even on a day of celebration. Even on a day of celebration, you begin with an act of obedience. This sets a powerful tone for the rest of the day. It reminds you that no matter how joyful or busy life becomes, your connection with Allah remains central. Many people get carried away in the excitement of Eid, meeting friends, taking pictures, enjoying food, and slowly lose focus on the spiritual essence. Starting your day with ghusl and conscious preparation acts as an anchor, keeping you grounded throughout the day. In essence, both waking up early with gratitude and performing ghusl are not just small recommended actions. They shape your entire Eid experience. They determine whether your day will be spiritually rich or just socially busy. These practices bring depth, meaning, and purpose to Eid, turning it from a cultural celebration into a truly rewarding act of worship. Wearing your best clothes on Eid is a practice that carries far more meaning than simply dressing up for a celebration. It reflects a mindset of honoring the blessings Allah has given you and presenting yourself with dignity on a day that is deeply significant in Islam. Many people misunderstand this act and reduce it to fashion or social competition. But its essence is rooted in gratitude, modesty, and respect for the occasion. When you choose your clothes for Eid, the intention matters more than the price or brand. It is not about showing others what you can afford. It is about showing appreciation for what Allah has provided you. Even simple, clean, and well-kept clothes can fulfill this sunnah if worn with the right intention. It is one of the few times in Islam where outward celebration is encouraged, but always within the boundaries of modesty. This balance is what makes the act of dressing up unique. You are encouraged to look your best, yet you are also reminded not to cross limits. Clothes should be neat, modest, and appropriate, reflecting both self-respect and obedience to Allah. For men, this includes wearing clean garments and ensuring they are presentable, while for women, it means dressing beautifully but within the guidelines of modesty. In a time where social media often pushes people toward showing off and competing, this sunnah teaches the opposite. Elegance without arrogance, beauty without immodesty, and confidence without pride. There is also a psychological effect of wearing your best clothes on Eid. It uplifts your mood and creates a sense of occasion. After a month of discipline and sacrifice during Ramadan, Eid comes as a reward, and dressing well becomes part of celebrating that reward in a halal and meaningful way. It helps you feel refreshed, renewed, and ready to embrace the joy of the day. When families prepare together, ironing clothes, choosing outfits, helping children get ready, it builds excitement and strengthens bonds. These small moments create memories that stay with people for years, especially for children who begin to associate it with happiness, beauty, and togetherness. However, one of the most important lessons in this practice is avoiding excess and comparison. The value of your Eid does not increase with the cost of your outfit. In fact, when people start comparing clothes, judging others, or feeling inferior because they cannot afford something expensive, the true spirit of Eid is lost. Islam emphasizes simplicity and sincerity. If your clothes make you feel grateful and confident without making you look down on others, then you have understood the purpose correctly. This also teaches empathy. You become more aware of those who may not have new clothes or the means to celebrate in the same way. Instead of focusing only on yourself, you are encouraged to help others feel included and valued. Applying fragrance before going out for Eid, especially for men, is another beautiful sunnah that is often overlooked or misunderstood. This act goes beyond just smelling good. It represents cleanliness, respect for others, and enhancing the overall atmosphere of the Eid gathering. Fragrance has a subtle yet powerful impact. It can uplift moods, create a pleasant environment, and make social interactions more enjoyable. In Islam, personal hygiene and cleanliness are highly emphasized, and fragrance is considered an extension of that cleanliness. When you apply fragrance with the intention of following sunnah, it becomes an act of worship. Something as simple as putting on perfume turns into a source of reward. It reminds you that Islam values even the smallest details of personal care, especially when you are going to gather with others for a communal act like Eid prayer. The masjid or prayer ground on Eid is filled with people and everyone contributes to the environment. By ensuring that you smell pleasant, you are showing consideration and respect for those around you. It prevents discomfort and enhances the collective experience of the gathering. There is also a deeper lesson in this practice about how Islam encourages positivity and beauty in social interaction. A pleasant fragrance can leave a lasting impression, not just physically but emotionally. It makes interactions warmer and more welcoming. On a day like Eid, where people greet each other, embrace and spend time together, such small details can make a big difference. It reflects a personality that is thoughtful and mindful of others. At the same time, this sunnah teaches moderation and awareness of boundaries. While fragrance is encouraged for men in public settings, women are advised to be cautious and maintain modesty in how they use it outside the home. This highlights the balanced nature of Islamic teachings, encouraging beauty and cleanliness while maintaining dignity and modesty. It is not about restriction, but about preserving respect and appropriate conduct in different environments. Applying fragrance also connects to the idea of presenting your best self on Eid, not just outwardly, but inwardly as well. Just as you want your appearance to be clean and pleasant, your character and behavior should reflect kindness, patience, and humility. A person who smells good but speaks harshly or behaves arrogantly contradicts the spirit of Eid. The goal is harmony between your outer presentation and inner state. In many ways, both wearing your best clothes and applying fragrance prepare you for Eid not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. They help you transition into a day that is meant to be joyful, respectful, and meaningful. These actions remind you that Islam is a complete way of life, where even celebration is guided by purpose and balance. They encourage you to enjoy the blessings of Eid while staying grounded in humility and gratitude, ensuring that your happiness does not lead to heedlessness, but instead brings you closer to Allah. Eating something sweet before going out for the Eid prayer is a sunnah that carries a simple outward form but a profound inner meaning. After an entire month of fasting from dawn until sunset, where even a sip of water was avoided for the sake of Allah, the act of eating on the morning of Eid becomes symbolic. It is not merely about satisfying hunger, it is a clear and conscious declaration that the fast has ended. This small act distinguishes the day of Eid from the days of Ramadan and reminds a believer that obedience to Allah includes both abstaining when commanded and partaking when permitted. Traditionally, this sunnah is fulfilled by eating dates, often in an odd number, following the practice of the Prophet Safeh. Dates themselves carry a historical and spiritual significance in Islamic tradition. They are simple, nourishing, and widely accessible, which reflects the beauty of Islam, encouraging acts that are easy for everyone to follow, regardless of their financial status. Even if dates are not available, eating anything sweet before leaving for the prayer fulfills the purpose of the sunnah. What matters most is the intention behind it, to follow the way of the Prophet Sifd, and to mark the transition from fasting to celebration with mindfulness. There is also a deeper psychological and spiritual dimension to this practice. During Ramadan, a person trains their self-control by resisting lawful desires for the sake of Allah. On Eid morning, when you eat before the prayer, you are reminding yourself that Islam is not a religion of extremes or constant deprivation. It teaches balance. You fast when it is required and you eat when it is allowed. This balance protects a person from developing an unhealthy relationship with food or spirituality. It reinforces the idea that worship is not about denying yourself endlessly, but about aligning your actions with divine guidance. This act also prevents a subtle mistake that some people fall into, continuing to fast on Eid either intentionally or unintentionally. Islam clearly prohibits fasting on the day of Eid, and eating something in the morning ensures that you do not fall into that error. It becomes a practical way of obeying a command while also celebrating a blessing. In a sense, even eating becomes an act of worship when done with the right intention. Beyond its individual significance, this sunnah also contributes to the overall atmosphere of Eid. Families often share this moment together, offering dates or sweets to one another before leaving for the prayer. It creates a sense of unity and warmth within the household. Children especially begin to associate Eid with these small, joyful rituals, which helps build a positive and meaningful connection with Islamic practices from a young age. These moments may seem minor, but they shape memories and traditions that last a lifetime. Reciting the takbir softly on the way to the Eid prayer is another practice that is deeply spiritual yet often underappreciated. The words of the takbir, declaring the greatness of Allah, carry a powerful message that sets the tone for the entire day. As you walk or travel toward the place of prayer, your tongue engages in remembrance and your heart becomes filled with awareness of Allah. Instead of being distracted by conversations, phones, or worldly thoughts, this practice keeps you spiritually focused and connected. The takbir is not just a set of words. It is an expression of gratitude, humility, and recognition of Allah's Arabic teen, Arabic dot, Arabic meme, Arabic ta, greatness. After completing Ramadan, you proclaim that Allah is greater than everything, greater than your desires, your struggles, and your achievements. It reminds you that whatever you were able to accomplish during Ramadan was only possible through His help and mercy. This protects a person from feeling pride in their Arabic and Arabic ba, Arabic alif, Arabic jar at the end. Instead, nurtures humility. Reciting takbir on the way to Eid prayer also transforms the journey itself into an act of worship. Every step you take becomes meaningful. The path to the prayer ground is no longer just a physical movement. It becomes a spiritual experience. When many people recite takbir collectively, even if softly, it creates an atmosphere filled with remembrance. It is a unique and beautiful scene. Hearts united in glorifying Allah, voices echoing His greatness, and a sense of shared purpose among the Arabic alif, Arabic lam, Arabic meme, Arabic thin, Arabic lam, Arabic kit, Arabic noon. There is also a subtle discipline in how this act is performed. It is recommended to recite the takbir softly, maintaining humility and sincerity rather than turning it into a loud display. This teaches balance in worship, expressing devotion without seeking attention. In a world where many actions are performed for visibility and recognition, this practice encourages sincerity. You are remembering Allah not to be seen or heard by others, but because your heart is connected to Him. Another important aspect is how this practice prepares you mentally and emotionally for the Eid prayer. By the time you reach the place of prayer, your heart is already engaged in remembrance, your mind is focused, and your Arabikrat, Arabiqwa, Arabikit soul is Arabikit, Arabikilif, Arabikrada, Arabikra present. This allows you to experience the prayer more deeply, rather than arriving distracted or rushed. It creates a smooth transition from the personal Arabic keen, Arabic ba, Arabic alif, Arabic tala, Arabic ta of Ramadan to the communal Arabic keen, Arabic ba, Arabic alif, Arabic dala, Arabic ta of Eid. Reciting takbir also reinforces the core message of Eid, that it is ultimately about Allah. While the day includes celebration, Arabic alif, Arabic agim, Arabic ta, Arabic meme, Arabic alif, Arabic sain, gathering, food and joy, the foundation remains remembrance and gratitude. The takbir acts as a constant reminder of this, ensuring that the Arabic rat, Arabic wow, Arabic yun, Arabic fursi, yeah, Arabic ta, spiritual essence of the day is not lost in its outward festivities. Together, both eating something sweet before Eid prayer and reciting the takbir on the way reflect the beauty of Islamic teachings in their simplicity and depth. They show how even ordinary actions, eating and walking, can become acts of worship when done with the right intention and awareness. These practices ground a person in gratitude, discipline, and remembrance, allowing them to experience Eid not just as a celebration, but as a continuation of their connection with Allah.